welcome back to Math and More with Mr. Shea. In today's lesson, we're going to be learning how to read and write multi-digit numbers. As always, if you are taking notes and following along, please feel free to pause and resume when needed. Let's start off with a few vocabulary words. Our first vocabulary word we have is a period. And a period is a group of 3 digits. So as we learned in the last lesson, we have our hundreds periods, thousands periods, millions periods, and it keeps going on from there. But those are just those 3 digits in each one of those periods. Our next vocabulary word is standard form. And standard form only uses digits to show the number. An example here is 4,983. This is typically how you see numbers when doing math. We then have expanded form. And expanded form shows the number as a sum, so added up, of the values of each digit. So example, with 4,983, you take each digit and you break it up into what its value is. So 4,000 plus 900 plus 80 plus 3. And our last vocabulary word for the day is word form. And this shows the number only using words. So example, with 4,983, you're just going to write what you say. So how you say the number, 4,983. All right, let's get through some examples. So these first examples, we're going to write each number in expanded form and word form. So I'm going to give you the number in standard form. So in this case, we have 482,810. So in expanded form, what we're going to do is we're going to take the number and break it down by its digits values. So 482,000. So we have 400,000. Okay, then we just kind of keep going from left to right. So then we have 82,000. So we're going to get our 80,000 in there. Then we have a 2,000. So those would cover all the digits in the thousands period. And then we're just going to keep adding it. 810. So then we have 800. And we have 10. And then we have we just have a 0 in our ones digit, so we don't have to add 0. We can just stop at 10. Then to write it in word form, what we're going to do is we're just going to write it how we say it. So we say 482,810. So we're going to write 482,000. And we get our comma in there. 810. We're going to have to go down to the next line. Okay, so that's how you say it. So how you write it is exactly how you say it. So you say the number out loud. This is exactly how you write it in word form. All right, so let's look at another one of those. So we now have 3,015,251. So in expanded form, we're going to start from the left. We have 3 million, so we're going to get our 3 million in there. Now we have a 0 in our hundred thousands place, so we're going to just leave that blank. And then we have our 15,000, but we're going to write it as a 10 here. So 10,000, because the 1 is a 1 in the 10,000s place. 10,000 plus our 5,000 plus 200 plus 50 plus 1. So as you can see, you just move left to right and you leave the ones blank that don't have a digit or have a 0 in that digit in that spot. Now I'll write it in word form. Again, you just say the word or the number out loud, and that's how you're going to write it. So we have 3,015,251. So we're going to write 3,015,, get a comma there, 15,000, comma, 200, 51. Okay. So the next way what we want to do when we're reading and writing numbers is to be able to go from standard, or be able to go from expanded form to standard form and word form. So here I give you the number in expanded form. We have 600,000 plus 70,000 plus 20 plus 1. So we're kind of going to fill in, we're going to kind of take out those zeros to fill in our number here. So we started out, we're in the 600,000, so we're going to have a 6 over here. We do have a number in the tens digit in the tens thousand, the 10,000s digit. So we are going to have a 7 there. But we do not have a thousands digit, so we're going to have our 0 there. Then we get our comma. We do not have 100, so we have another 0. And then we have 21. So you see how where we didn't have, like, say, 3,000, and we didn't have, like, a 600. So that's why we put zeros in the spaces there. Okay, and then to write it in word form, same thing. We're going to read the number out loud, and then we're just going to write what we say. So we have 670,021. So we have 670,021. Okay. Now let's try another one. Our next we have 1 million plus 200,000 plus 40,000 plus 8,000 plus 300 plus 60 plus 5. Okay. So we remember we have 3 digits in each period. So we start with from left to right. We have 1 million, so we're going to get our 1 in there and our comma. Then we have 200,000. If you can kind of count like each digit in there, so you have like 1 2 3 1 2 3, so we know that this is going to go the furthest left in that period, right? And then we have 1 2 3 4 5, so we know that's going to be next to it, or 4,000. And then 1 2 3 4, that's going to go right next to it. So now we have those 3 in our thousands period. We can get our comma there. And then we have 360 plus 300 plus 60 plus 5, and that's our hundreds period. So we get 1,248,365. So to write that in word form, we're going to just say it out loud and write what we say. So we have 1,248,365. So 1,248,365. 48,000, comma 365. Okay. And the last thing you're going to want to be able to do when reading and writing multi-digit numbers is to be able to take a number that's in word form and write it in standard form and expanded form. So our first number, we have 25,308. So what you're going to do is you're just going to read the number in word form, and then you're just going to write it in standard form. So we have 25,308. So 308, how would you write 308? 308. We have a 0 in our tens digit. Okay. Then in expanded form, we're going to just take that number and break it up. So we have 20,000 plus 5,000 plus 300. Now we don't have a digit in our tens, so we can leave that blank, plus 8. Okay, and then we have another number. We got 5,661,111. So as we read it, we're just going to write that 5,661,000. So 661,000. It's our next period. 111. 111. We got a lot of ones there. And then we're just going to write that now, take that number and write it in expanded form. So we get 5 million plus 600,000 plus 60,000 plus 1,000, got a lot of ones here, plus 100 plus 10 plus 1. And that's how we read and write numbers in different ways. Now remember to practice. You could just write a number in standard form and then practice writing it in word form and expanded form, and you can practice all those different ways to get those down. Remember, a really helpful hint for myself when trying to write a number in word form is you just kind of write how you say the number. And again, if you guys have any questions or comments or suggestions for another lessons, please put them in the comments below and check us out on our social media on Twitter and Instagram.